What's up, creepy bunny? I don't know any Jelly Roll songs, Madison, unfortunately. I just came to tell you I found a live with a guy who has burns all over. His name is Undercooked Nerd. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. I did need that information. Shout out to the Undercooked Nerds out there. Anything from Motown. Ooh, my goodness, thank you so much. Oh yeah, I should probably turn on the heater there. Hello, puppy. We got a puppy. I'm recording, by the way. You're good. Say whatever you want. There's nothing. Hello. No, just right here. He's playing. Thank you so much. Rosie, don't you do that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Oh my gosh. Dude, we are living the life here. Check this out. Well, aren't you kind? Oh my gosh. This is delicious. Thank you. I knew even before I bet. I could just tell. Doggo. I do. This is also electric too. Mm-hmm. You've seen the cup. You play electric and acoustic? Nice. This one's an acoustic electric. All right. Good luck with the band, my dude. Key to a good band is find a good drummer. Find a good drummer and make everything easier. What's up? Something Sally's never before. Look at Mute Math 182, 21 Pilots. Are you saying that they don't have a good drummer, or what's the point with that? Because, you know. People say Meg White sucks from the White Stripes. I think she's awesome. Oh, good. Yeah, see? All right, right on point. I was like, I think 21 Pilots, I think they got, those are good drummers. Yeah. No, it's true. Like, even, like, dude, look at Blink 182. Like, Travis Barker is arguably a freaking beast on the drums. And, like, you know, there's some great songwriting, but it's like, what the hell is going on with Blink 182? But, you know, they stay tight. They have a unique sound, but, yeah, like power trios and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, anyways, it just makes it easier. Like, anyone can hold it together. Like, I don't know. Sometimes when your drummer's too wild, like a classic example is The Who with Keith Moon. Keith Moon's incredible, but he's just like a bucking bronco. So then you have John Entwistle holding down the bass. So he's essentially the one really keeping the time in the group. So, yeah. Anyways, food for thought. All his bands are mediocre. Oh, yeah. Ain't got no salad. Ain't got no home. Ain't got no shoes. Ain't got no money. Yeah, I don't know. My thing is just like, if you're playing together, rhythm is king. You know what I mean? Like, you can play the wrong note, but if you play the wrong note at the wrong time, you're fucked. I should say, you can play the right note at the wrong time. You're fucked. What's up, Joshua? Yeah, even look at the Beatles. Like Ringo. Ringo tagged in. Ringo was like a professional drummer on the scene when he joined the Beatles. And people always trash Ringo's drumming. But the thing with Ringo is that he had undeniable consistency and feel. So, you know what I mean? Someone who's just reliable will just always, you know, it doesn't have to be virtuosic. Hello, baby. She's been waiting nice and patiently for her delicious. I saved her a nice, good, fatty piece. All right, come sit for the nice people. Hello, you sweet baby. There you go, my sweet. Mm-hmm. She sat so patiently and good. Yeah, you get the good big piece. Yes, you do. You're the best dog in the whole world. Guys, meet the best dog in the whole wide world. This is Rosie. Hello, Rosie. Dave Grohl is like a living metronome. Dave Grohl is a beast, dude. Even if you think about a great band like Nirvana, Dave Grohl was an amazing drummer. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of these three-piece bands, it's the drummer. Like, I saw Los Lonely Boys recently. Los Lonely Boys is three brothers. Um, Henry Garza, Jojo Garza, and then Ringo is the youngest brother, and he's the drummer. But Ringo, the drummer, man, he was killer. Like, he did not stop rocking out the entire set. He was just locked in. You know. But yeah, anyways, yeah, drummers go really underappreciated. They are the heart of the band. They are the driving force. Like, the drummer is the carriage that the rest of the bandmates are riding as they're like, you know, blowing their horns or whatever the hell they're doing. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, Dave Grohl's top notch. I grew up. I played a bunch of instruments growing up, but the only when I was a kid, the first one that I had like serious lessons on was drums. And literally, my teacher, all he had me do is every week we'd come in, and sometimes it would take 2 weeks, but we would just work on James Brown beats. That was it. You know, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, I think might have been the first one. And it was just getting down that syncopation. You're just working a hi-hat, a snare, and the kick. That was it. You know, I didn't even think we really messed with the cymbals that much. We were just getting that feel down, you know? And there's a lot there, man. Or one of my favorite drummers is I'm gonna see just sitting at the bottom of the stairs with me. I'm looking at his name, but I think it's like Purdy or something. The guy who does the Purdy shuffle. It's like how much you can get out of a freaking just a snare drum. You have to be in the pocket to play James Brown beats. That's how you learn to be in the pocket. Exactly. Amen, brother. You see, you get it. Yeah, no. A lot of my, because you know, it's like my dad's a guitarist, so he gave me some lessons, but we didn't really like, you know what I mean? It was kind of hard for us to, unfortunately, do the whole lesson thing. So I kind of just did my own thing for the most part growing up, which is much faster if you have a teacher. So I definitely recommend getting a teacher. But an invaluable lesson I found was just this like 1.5-minute video online, which is Bootsy Collins explaining the funk, and it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, you know, 2, 3, and then it's like, then within that space after that 1, you can then do stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's time for me to count. You know, but it's just landing on that 1, and then from that space you have the freedom to do whatever you want. It's just getting back on home. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I just love that style because it's like, as much as people say blues is accessible, I think funk is like, you know, even more accessible to the masses, because funk is just literally just feel that beat, just stomp your feet, and you can just play one note and just give it some stank. You know what I mean? Dude, Bootsy is, again, like, Bootsy to me is like up there with Jimi Hendrix. You know what I mean? Like, he's out of this world. He's his own thing, and it's also just what he represents. Like, Bootsy was like paving way. You know what I mean? He was I don't know. We have a lot. I don't know. I owe a lot, for me as a bassist and a musician, to Bootsy Collins. So I will always give him shine. I don't care what anyone says. Bootsy's the man, dude. You know. Yeah, when I was a kid, I started on fretless bass, so I was always influenced by Joku, hence the name Joku. Hey, what's up, Creepy Bunny? See, how's the time doing? 7, not too bad. interview with Victor Wooten. Most people would agree that right now Victor Wooten is probably one of the best bases, but Victor had an interview where he was saying he's not. Yeah, I mean, Victor's humble. Um, People are gonna argue again. People like to, you know what I mean. They all like all that kind of stuff. So, Victor Wooten, he's easily, he is on the Mount Rushmore of like living virtuoso bases. But again, he's aware enough to know the vast talent. Like, just look at bassists in Brazil. Like, I couldn't even tell you half the name, but just like there's certain areas of the world where they just value bass, and it's like it's just like something else in the water. So I appreciate that he's staying humble and keeping it real, because it's more like again, it's kind of like what Victor's done, and also Victor Wooten is an incredible educator. So in that sense, I would say he's had a huge impact as a bassist in terms of like what he's spread. Like if you get a chance, I think it's called The Lesson is the book he wrote. It's essentially Don Juan. It's essentially like I'm blanking on his name, but the guy who writes Don Quixote, or like the Don Juan or whatever. Adventures of Don Juan. I'm blanking on his name. Carlos Castaneda. It's essentially Carlos Castaneda with music. It's like Victor Wooten, just like, I don't know. If you know Carlos Castaneda's books, it's like essentially that, but in forms of music. But it's a really great book, and like I remember one of the things he talks about. It's like no matter what, if you're playing the wrong note, the right note is right next door to it. So it's like you know what I mean. He just teaches you how to trust your ear better. Anyways, about the notes, it's about the rhythm and the beat. You should look up the video, and he was playing the wrong note on purpose. Exactly, right? Yeah, I love that. I love that kind of stuff. He was the bassist for the band Sepultura is amazing, and then the new bassist from Metallica, he's from Latin America. Is there a new bassist from bass? They didn't replace Robert Trujillo, did they? Because that would be crazy if they went all through that. What's up, Max? How you doing? Miguel Cervantes, Don Quixote. I like it. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, it's just anytime I see bases out of Brazil, they just like, it's like their slap technique is just out of this world. They just, value that. I grew up on Flea and those guys, so I always loved it. But, yeah. For me, king of all bassists, James Jamerson. I'm sorry. And people could argue. I know like jazz bassists love Ray Brown, and there's like a bunch of... and that's just one of the big names. Again, I'm just kind of picking him out because, again, I have his books. But for me, James Jamerson had a massive impact on me as a bassist. I pretty much stopped playing like that. I pretty much just went to like one finger after James. You make the... I love Flea. Takes a second to get back into slapping. Yeah, dude, I love old school. One of my favorites is Nobody Weird Like Me, Police Helicopter, Police Helicopter, yeah, but Blood Sugar Sex Magic, man. I mean, what an album, dude. Maybe we should get on here and do more album discussion. Chad Smith, again, talk about an incredible drummer. You know what I mean? Like, I love that story about Chad Smith auditioning for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Was apparently, I think Anthony Kiedis or Flea, someone, they didn't really like Chad Smith's vibe. I think they thought he was kind of cocky or something. I don't know, but they didn't really like him at first. So supposedly I think Anthony or someone like told Flea, like, just play him out of the room. You know what I mean? Get him out of here. Play him off. So the idea was that Flea was gonna lose him and just play some crazy shit, and then Chad wouldn't be able to keep up. But Chad was not only with Flea, he was pushing Flea to Flea's limits too. So that's where they're like, he's our guy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Chad Smith is the man. I love Chad Smith. Yeah, anyone who can like make a snare speak, which is that. Whoosh, I just love a good rim shot. You know what I mean? But anyways, I guess we're gonna chill on time. I never heard that story, but before it was a good story. Yeah, I believe I read that out of Anthony Kiedis's memoir or autobiography or whatever the heck you call it. Um, Scar Tissue, I think is what it was called. But it's his book. It's filled with like, cause it's like written by Anthony Kiedis, or it's just him interviewing with a guy the whole time. So it's like his words. So a lot of the story, like really, really, it's just like him. Like it's just like a lot of the first like few chapters is just like him as a child, like essentially like hooking up with celebrities. He's like, isn't that cool? And you're just like, what the fuck, Anthony? The fuck are you telling? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Um, yeah, it's a weird book, but yeah, he's got a lot of great stories. But it's similar to like Jack Johnson's old book, not the singer, the boxer. His what was it his book called like My Battles or something like that. But apparently they said a lot of the stories in there are kind of embellished, but that's the beauty of being able to write your own book. You know what I mean? Who's gonna stop you? He was addicted to drugs at a very young age. He said his dad got him. No, exactly. Yeah, it was really, it's really sad. I mean, it was like, I just remember, yeah, just kind of being kind of thrown off by the first is, yeah, it was like, what was it? It was like he was friends with Cher, and then he was just like doing like hardcore drugs. You're like, what is going on? Yeah, but he was a wild child, so I grew up loving Anthony Kiedis. I remember when I was like a kid, Anthony Kiedis was like all the girls that I liked. He was like their, schoolgirl crush. So I was like, oh man, you got to have long hair. Got to be cool like Anthony Kiedis. Yeah, Flea was always my favorite though. I just loved how just in your face and fearless Flea was. I don't know if you've seen that recent interview with him with Rick Beato, but it's really nice how I think it's with Rick Beato, but he's just being very vulnerable. How he's talking about like how insecure he was on his own musician or his own musicality or musical abilities, as just coming from I think his dad being a jazz musician or whatever, and then wanting to get back in jazz, but playing essentially playing punk and feeling insecure about that. But I can relate to that because it's like you know, essentially the heart of my lessons is like my first band was like a punk metal band. I did a lot of funk growing up. I told you about the Bootsy Collins stuff, the James Brown drumming, and yeah. And then I fell in love with Motown in my 20s. So all in that together. But that's the beauty of music, man. You just become like the conglomeration of all the things you've heard. Speaking of fun little music moments, my dad had me watch this the other day, or I think it was yesterday. I had me pull it up, but it's the cab interview with um, John Lennon and Bob Dylan, and they're just driving around in a cab for 20 minutes, and they're both just completely cross-faded, but Bob Dylan's clearly feeling it more than John Lennon is. With your old bands that you were in, any of their music online? Yeah, but I'm not gonna share it. I like legit. These are like school bands. You know what I mean? Like we played a school dance and it's online. You know what I mean? It's like I think I was like ninth grade at the time. So that's gold. You know what I mean? I should probably dig those videos out. To be honest, I might have to post those just so you could see the progression. But yeah, I remember that was really funny because um, it was cool. It was cool to have that experience as a kid. Um, but I remember after the set, like, because I was like one of the younger people in the band. Like me and the drummer, I think, were the youngest in the band. Um, And then so after the set, all the girls like in the grades above us like rushed the stage to get to all the band members, but they rushed to all the like the lead guitarist and the well, I guess I was technically the lead, but he kind of became the lead because I don't know what the fuck I was doing. He kept being like, "You're playing chromatic," and I was like, "I don't know what that means." But yeah, I just remember they like rushed the stage and like grabbed all the guys, were like kissing them and stuff, and then it was like my buddy Alex went over to the drummer, and then this dude Ari came rushing over to me, and I remember after I was like, "You guys got all the girls, I got Ari, like what the hell?" No offense to Ari, but it was just funny. I always thought that was funny. Any of your other bands ever make albums? Is no, just high school. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no CDs. I mean, like I was in like college choirs that made like CDs and stuff like that. But again, like it's technically a band, but I don't really care. I did a lot of like choir singing in college. I went to college for music to I initially wanted to study jazz bass, and then I made the mistake of not mistake, but I sang Stevie Wonder at a at some audition thing. I think just because I had a crush on one of the girls there, but yeah, and then all of a sudden I was in like six choirs and doing all singing stuff. But that's literally just like if you can sing how you do that. So, anyways, um, yeah, I'll have to see this stuff. I mostly just like record stuff. The thing is like with me is like a uh I DJ, so that's like one of the main sources of income. So like a lot of the stuff I do is just kind of like live, and I should be recording. I should be like putting stuff out there. Um, but like I honestly I have recording. I've recorded like every DJ set I've done for like the past like 5 to 10 years. So I have a lot of material to be like putting out there. I just like haven't because I just don't understand the whole like copyright stuff, and I don't really want to fuck with the channel. So I need to understand all that stuff, and I'll start putting out more stuff. But yeah, I don't have any like yeah, but like as far as like CDs and demo tapes with bands and stuff, no, I don't have that. I kind of hated playing with bands. I did bands and when I started my first band was when I was like 11, and then I played in bands throughout high school and up until college, and then I was mostly played bass or uh, play guitar in bands and stuff. But I just realized like if you're gonna be a band, you kind of need to be the leader of the band, or there's no point. You're just kind of like the pawn in someone's thing. Like I was playing with this drummer who I loved. He was killer. Me and him had a great vibe. So I was playing bass. I play like funk bass, and he was playing drums. And we locked in. It was so much fun. But then he was in a band, so he like brought me into his band. But his band was just this fucking dude who just like wrote these like no offense to him, but it was just like wannabe like ska songs about his girlfriend from high school, and I was like, bro, I do not want to be playing this because it's like I just wanted to play funk, find the pocket, do what I wanted to do, and he was just like, no, I need you to do like, which to be fair, he wrote the song. He has every right to ask me to play it. He has every right that's the sound he wants. That's my job as a professional. I just didn't have the humility back then to listen to what the song needed. I just wanted to play how I wanted to play, so it just wasn't a good fit. Um, but also, it'd be different if I actually liked the music. That's be real. I kind of just felt like I wanted to play with that guy. I did not want to be playing with the other guy. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate you, man. Very interesting. I appreciate you. Hey, Jesus loves you too, brother. Hey, have a good one, my dude, and hope to see you around soon. And yeah, I'm gonna be signing off here in a minute, anyways. But um, yeah, I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be doing more of these. So, on that note, Lilith, I will see you soon. And Count G9U. You got the incognito. What's up, Lauren? Hey, I miss you there. What's up, Lauren? What's up, Max? What's up, guys? Creepy Bunny. Y'all rock. Dude, I love that beach stream earlier. That was nice. I think I'm gonna try and do more of those because I liked it. You know, I don't know how you guys liked it, but I thought it was nice. So. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I will see you guys later, and we'll be back soon. Peace.